Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, we're going to watch a newer movie here called Summer of '84. Let's check it out.
The movie starts out in the summer of '84.
It's that people hardly ever let you know who they really are.
Lift something.
I believe the paperboy there is Davey, and this is his neighbor, Mr. Mackey. He's a cop.
Perfect. After you.
These are his friends.
I gotta beat off before my parents get home and World War III breaks out.
Good call. I'm gonna go make a withdrawal from Spank Bank. You guys are animals.
Check out the arcade game there. They're all ogling Davey's next door neighbor, Nikki.
She was my babysitter. Been banging her the day my boss dropped.
His dad works for, I think, a newspaper or TV, and apparently there's a story about a serial killer. Sure enough.
Calling themselves the Caveman Slayer, claiming responsibility for the deaths of at least 13 teenage boys.
Please.
And they get to spy on Nikki from time to time.
Shit, get down! Dude! Fuck.
More lights.
A kid is missing in their neighborhood now, too.
No one's seen Sammy in days.
What if I don't even say it? It's probably a...
He sees this picture, which he recognizes as a boy who was at his neighbor's house, the cop.
So what?
Mackie is the Caveman Slayer.
I knew we should have taken you to the library, Davey.
Deputy Gardens.
So then they spy on the neighbor.
I said to Dean the song must be off, though. Plan so much shit.
And they root through his garbage when he's not around.
We should get out of here before Mackie gets back. Try again tomorrow?
Night one. No luck. Says you.
And one night out of the
Expecting
blue,
someone so late?
Nikki comes over.
No, just, Woody.
She used to babysit him 4 years earlier, too.
Fuck me.
And when his parents come home, she sneaks out the window.
Silly dreams.
And then this happens. They continue to spy on him.
Is that a fucking pickaxe?
Davey and Nikki start to bond. Her parents are divorcing. And she needs a friend.
I just feel like my life has been one big lie.
The boys continue to snoop around. They go in somebody else's house nearby and get an unsuspecting visitor.
Fuckers!
Nikki.
You guys scare the crap out of me.
Well, Sammy was missing, so we thought maybe the Hoffmans were dead.
And let me guess, you thought it was Mr. Mackey.
The boys play a game called Manhunt at night, which allows them to spy on Mr. Mackey some more.
What? Wait, what do you mean?
Davey.
He caught them playing the night before.
Hey, scared the hell out of me last night.
Yeah, we were, sorry about that. We were just playing Manhunt.
Mackey invites him in to get his babysitting money, paper delivery money, and he sees a hole in the backyard. When Davey spies on him one night, he sees that Mackey is spying back.
Shit! Till now. This is Dusty DeWitt's shirt.
Who? Oh, the ginger?
Shit. That's blood. For sodium hydroxide.
Congrats, Woody. You're retarded.
Sure it is. So, what the hell's sodium hydroxide?
He has some sort of
I
chemicals
don't know.
there.
But I do know that it's not used in gardening.
Car in a storage.
Eventually, Davey tells
Why
his
would you do
dad,
that?
his mom and dad.
There was nothing in his garden when we dug it up, but
You dug up his garden? Oh, god damn it, David. You guys are in deep trouble. I mean, it's vandalism, spying.
this boy.
He makes them apologize.
We were playing Manhunt. I had this idea that you were maybe the Caveman Slayer.
not necessary at all.
Takes it in
We just
stride.
wanted to let you know what happened, and boys promise to fix anything that they damaged, no matter how long it takes. Right?
Yes, sir.
Dave's grounded now.
Admit the whole thing to Mackie.
No, we didn't. Oh my god.
I'm so grounded. I'm gonna be locked up until I leave for college. Look, I'm
Mackie came over to try to smooth things over, and he said, well, let me call my nephew, the one who he saw at his house the other day. Didn't reach him, though.
Grounded.
He calls the operator to see what number was dialed, and it turns out Mackie dialed his own house. But then guess what? The killer is found.
And I
And guess who apprehended him?
would like to bring up the arresting officer.
I think it's perfect.
Way back.
In poor taste, I know this is just what everyone needs.
He thinks it's way too coincidental that his neighbor, his suspect,
Did you say anything?
captured the alleged killer, so he decides he's going to sneak in his house and do some snooping. Guess who joins them?
Why do you keep doing that to us?
Because it's so easy.
So they bring one of those giant 80s camcorders into the basement with them.
That doesn't make any sense. I mean, these houses weren't even built back then. Come on.
They find pictures of the victims and a victim. And a future potential victim. They take their video to the police station.
You found all this in his house?
Yeah, there's pictures of dead people over the freaking walls.
What were you even doing there?
Get out to Mackie's.
So Mackie's now on the loose out there. He hasn't gone far. He's got two of them captured now.
I can't see shit. What the fuck was that?
They get loose. I didn't see this coming, but his pal Woody gets it.
You brought this on yourself. All you had to do was leave me alone. This is your goddamn fault.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You have spent so much time thinking about me. I want you to keep thinking about me. You'll be right.
And then he leaves them. And that's our film.
Even serial killers live next door to somebody.
All right, let's talk about Summer of '84. I heard about this movie on some of the various Facebook groups that I belong to. I've been talking about this movie for a few years now, and it got halfway decent reviews, and the people on the Facebook pages like it. So finally tracked it down and watched it here. So what we got here is a movie that takes place in the summer of '84, as you can imagine. It's kind of a throwback to the '80s horror movies. We have a bunch of kids who are kind of had like a Stranger Things vibe to it. A bunch of kids, around 13-ish, that age. And turns out there is a serial killer in their town or nearby who's killing kids, I believe. And at one point, one of the kids, our main kid here, starts to believe that his next door neighbor, who's a policeman, is the killer because he sees a milk carton with a kid on it. See the milk carton there? He sees a milk carton with a kid on it, and he recognizes that kid as somebody who was at his neighbor's house, a few weeks earlier before he went missing. So he convinces all his friends that his neighbor cop is a killer, serial killer, the serial killer. So they decide to spy on him in various ways. And there's a lot of red flags there, like he's buying shovels and he's got some chemical stuff and burying things in his backyard. All kinds of things that they put together to make him feel guilty or make him think they think that he's guilty. Once they have enough evidence, they bring it to his dad, their dad, and his dad is like, you guys are crazy. We're marching over to his house right now, and you're all going to apologize to him. So they apologize, although the main kid still doesn't believe, he still thinks the cop is a killer. The cop is a really nice guy. He takes it in stride and says, hey, I understand, I was a kid once myself, blah, 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 that sort of thing, at one point they decided, you know what, I'm still going to pursue this. Let's break into his house because I think there's something hiding in his basement. They go down there, they look in his basement. Sure enough, they open up a door and there's like a body in a bathtub, like a decomposing body. And plus there's another guy, a kid on the floor who's not dead yet. They rescue him, take him out. They're videotaping this whole thing with a camcorder, big old 80s camcorder. And then they bring it to the police, and the police are like, yep, I believe you now. He's a killer. Let's go get him. Of course, the cop is gone. Later on, the cop comes back and kills one of the kids. Wasn't expecting that, actually. And then he basically threatens the other kid, and then he leaves him and runs off. He was really pissed off at him. And basically, he's threatening that, someday, watch out type of deal. I don't know why he didn't kill that kid, too, but he left him go. And that's kind of how the movie ends. The cop got away. We see he's a paper boy, our kid here, and we see the headline of the paper saying that there's a serial killer on the loose, and or they know who the serial killer is, and he's on the loose. That's how it ends. So anyway, I enjoyed this film. It did kind of seem like an 80s horror film to me. Obviously, it was set in 84, so there's a lot of 80s references and that sort of thing. No nudity in this movie. That was one element missing from an 80s horror film, and they could have done it because there was a beautiful kid next door who was an older kid, but they were all the kids were kind of lusting on her, spying on her, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's a kind of a cool little flick. I think it's an independent film. I don't know who made this. Film by RKSS, directors of Turbo Kid. There you go. Anyway, this Blu-ray, which might be a Blu-ray ROM actually, you can find this on eBay. It's not overly expensive. I think you can get it for 10, 15 bucks, something like that. It's a pretty good watch. So check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about Summer of '84. Watch it. Bye.